Heart of the Heartland, sponsored by Thrivent.
Tonight we're launching a new 5 on Your Side series called Heart of the Heartland. Pediatric heart defects are the most common birth defect in the world.
We'll share the stories of the families, organizations, and doctors making a difference for children born with heart conditions. Tonight, Kelly Jackson has the story.
4-year-old Conor Farrell is full of energy. Whether he's running, climbing, or picking on his big sister, you never know what he's been through. Before he was even born, a routine ultrasound changed everything.
Nothing can prepare you for hearing that there's something wrong with your baby.
At 20 weeks, doctors discovered a narrow aortic arch with coarctation and a hole in Conor's heart.
There's so many unknowns that you just don't even know how to process it.
For Anna and Graham Farrell, the waiting was the hardest part.
I would say initial diagnosis, that first month was dark. I always say that was like the darkest week and month of our lives.
Then came the day they knew was coming.
He had open chest surgery at 5 days old. He spent 5 weeks recovering in the cardiac ICU at St. Louis Children's Hospital, and he had a minor, less invasive procedure when he was 1.
As Conor recovered, the Farrells found something they didn't know they needed: a community.
It's a lifelong illness, so it's one of these things where creating that community around these families where OAF steps in to fill that gap in care.
That's Ollie up there also.
The Ollie Hinkle Heart Foundation was created after Jen and Mark Hinkle lost their son Ollie to a heart condition.
Anything we can to help improve outcomes for these kids and help put them in a better place to thrive as they navigate their conditions.
Soon they were meeting other heart families and building friendships, eventually hosting a fundraiser to help others.
All of a sudden you're in this club that you don't want to be in, nobody wants to be in, but once you're in, you've never found a more supportive group that is just there for anything you really need.
Today, Anna works for the foundation that once helped her family.
It's been a full circle moment for me.
These days, Conor is a sports-loving, energetic 4-year-old whose biggest challenge may be staying out of trouble.
His cardiologist looked at me and she goes, she was like, "This makes me so happy to see because this is what we always dreamed for him." She opened the door to his room, crawled across the floor. He's a perfectly normal little boy. And when Grandma visited,
Kelly Jackson, 5 on Your Side.
The Ollie Hinkle Heart Foundation is hosting a movie night tonight for heart families. Doors open in about 15 minutes at 5:30. It's at the Hall at Olive and Oak at 216 West Lockwood Avenue in Webster Groves.